It's a lot of chunks to have to load. It'd be great for multiplayer because then you could have like each person could have like a section of the map all to themselves. Oh, there we are. There's my giant glass hallway. Alright. So here I am, pardon the fast travel here. Okay. So, this is literally how huge the map is. So, we are here at this little green arrow. And then it's still taking a while for these to load. And I mean, yeah, it does complete all these all the way through. I mean, this map is huge, absolutely huge. So anyway, that's the large map. I'll just go ahead and exit and save. So that's just to give you an idea of how large the map is. And like I said, it takes a while to load, especially if you've gone and tried to explore all the map. So anyway, back to what I was originally doing in here. So creating a new game, gonna have the basics, and I don't want large. Generate structures, so basically it will generate villages and strongholds. Those will generate in the world. You can opt for a bonus chest, which will give you 4 torches, a chest, and a few items to start you off, which is usually pretty handy. And that's something that I've noticed that is more of a console-specific thing. I'm not sure if they've added it with PC or if they've added it to the Pocket Edition, which is on a tablet or smartphone. So I know that I've seen it more on a console than either on the Xbox or PlayStation than I have on a PC version. But then again, it's been a while since I played on the PC. There's the option for the super flat world, and when you enable that, the world's completely flat, and it will generate the overworld. They will generate that way in the overworld and in the Nether. So it's going to be a completely flat area all throughout. And then I like the fact that they added this option, the ability to customize. And that's not available if you're doing a regular world like I'll be doing today. I'm just going to go ahead and tick the bonus chest here. Notice there's a little yellow arrow down at the bottom of the gray options menu here. There says disable autosave, so it'll turn off the constant automatic saving of the world. And you can choose to save it later, but it could take a long time to save. I like to keep autosave going. I mean, even though it can be a pain every now and then, although it hasn't been, they don't actually stop and actually go through an autosave like it used to do on the 360. The option to trust players. So if you're playing in multiplayer with other people, the option for trusting players, basically they can build and mine as much as they want. If that's not checked, that means it's disabled, which means players joining the game cannot build or mine unless they are authorized. So basically it gives you the option to pick and choose who you can allow to, or who you allow to build on that particular world. The option to have fire spreading, spread to nearby flammable blocks. So if you have, if you set like an area on fire and there's a tree right next to it, that'll spread to the tree, causing the tree to burn. You can uncheck that and they'll just burn in that one area and it won't spread. The option for having TNT explode. Why wouldn't you want that? Well, just in case if you're playing around with TNT and you don't want to accidentally destroy something, that'll work. and that will only explode when activated. So otherwise it'll just be a regular block. And that's all for this particular menu. Under game options, you'll have the option to, again, make it an online, or yeah, you have the ability to make it an online game. If that's an online game, you have the option for it to be invite only. So when enabled, only invited players can join. So basically you can invite someone from your Xbox Live menu to a game, and then they'll be able to find it because they've been invited. And you can allow friends of friends. So if you have a friend that has joined, one of their friends can join too. I'm not really much into multiplayer on Minecraft since I do a whole lot of building and being creative with it. I tend to not play well with others when it comes to like some of the creative artsy stuff. Maybe if I had like a specific one that wasn't like just a survival mode that I would play with others, then yeah. But for the most part, I'm pretty much a solo player when it comes to Minecraft. Player versus players. So the option for PvP. So when that's enabled, players can inflict damage on other players only after survival. Only affects survival mode. So if you're playing in survival mode, that means another player can attack another player. I'm not really big on PvP. I like to do co-op stuff if I do any multiplayer at all. Let's see. Host privileges. When that's enabled, the host can toggle their ability to fly, disable exhaustion, and make themselves invisible from the in-game menu. Disables achievements and leaderboards. So basically, host privileges allow you to fly. You won't get exhausted from running, so you can sprint and not sprint for a long period of time without getting exhausted. And then go invisible. Basically, you can still be in the game, but you'll be invisible from the in-game menu, so it looks like you're not playing, but you are there. Daylight cycle. This is something that's new. Some of the things in here that are new, such as the daylight cycle and weather cycle. Those two are new. And there's a few things here that are also new. But these two are definitely newer that I've seen. So daylight cycle, when disabled, the time of day will not change, so it'll be stuck at a certain time of day. Weather, when disabled, the weather will not change. So basically, it'll stay. If it's a clear day, it'll stay clear. If it's rainy, it'll stay rainy. That kind of thing. If it's thundering, it'll constantly thunder. Keep inventory. When enabled, players will keep inventory when they die. So instead of losing all of their items that they have that they are holding on to, they will still keep that if they die, if this is selected. When this is selected, or when this is not checked, mobs will not spawn. So basically, the different mobs won't spawn, so the enemies won't spawn. I'm not sure if that affects farm animals and villagers. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm assuming, considering that they're still considered mobs, I would assume that that's still the case, that they wouldn't be able to generate. Mob griefing. This is, I think, is another one that's new. When that's disabled, it prevents monsters and animals from changing blocks. For example, creeper explosions won't destroy blocks, and sheep won't remove grass or picking up items. So basically, creepers won't blow up and destroy blocks. The sheep won't turn the grass into dirt, and the enderman won't pick up blocks and move them. Mob loot. When disabled, monsters and animals will not drop loot. For example, creepers won't drop gunpowder. If you disable this, and you're in survival mode, which I don't think you can still be in survival mode, basically no monsters will drop anything. They'll just die, and I'm not even sure about the experience. You might still gain experience, but you won't get the items that they normally would drop, such as spiders. You'd get web or spider eye. Zombie, you wouldn't get the zombie flesh, and creepers and gunpowder. Let's see, tile drops. When disabled, blocks will not drop items when destroyed. For example, stone blocks won't drop cobblestone. So basically, you'll just be destroying blocks, almost like in creative mode, which I will talk later on in another video, possibly. And then natural regeneration. Players will not regenerate health naturally. Let's see. So basically, when you have a full belly, or your food meter, hunger meter is completely full, you won't regenerate health as naturally as you normally would. Okay. So other than that, I mean, I'm just going to leave most things the same. I'm not planning on doing any PvP. I didn't make it an online game, so I don't have to really worry about player versus player. Host privileges, I'm not going to worry about that because I believe if host privileges are on, you won't be able to get any of the achievements. That's one of the different things with any of these different little game options. I believe that will affect the option for getting achievements, so you won't be able to get achievements. So I'm just going to start out like a normal regular game without any, just a basic game. I'm just going to do a random seed, classic area. We'll add the bonus chest because that is helpful, and that doesn't hurt or hinder me at all when it comes to achievements. It gives me a little bit of an extra boost for a fresh start, and it's helpful, and especially if you're first starting out. Let's see, disable autosave. No, I'm gonna keep the autosave. I'm not gonna have to worry about players. Oh, that's gonna, okay. So I think I'm pretty good with this particular thing. So now I have to redo the title here. Okay. So survival mode, easy, regular mashup pack. Okay, and then go to create world. And that will start by creating your world. All right. So the first thing I usually do now that I'm in my little world here is I will take a look around. Ooh, there's a village right over here. Very handy. Okay. This mountainous area. There's an area with trees. Oh, so far I have to say this is actually a pretty decent starter area. Now, let's see. Somewhere there should be... Ah, right there. Little hole there. Okay. So this is the chest that you get when I selected that box. Like I said, you get 4 torches, which are surrounding the outside of the box. And then here's the chest with all these different items. So pretty decent. Basic starting out, you know, you got some wood, which is one of the first things that you need to do, is to collect wood. You can plant trees, and I got some food here, so I'm just going to stick that up here. You also start out with a map. Right. They give me a ton of pickaxes here. And of course I have my little OCD with how I have my hotbar set up. So you have a map, so I'm going to put that here, and that's going to start my map here. Nope. Then there. I'm just going to close that. Okay. So now that I have my map and I've got that opened up, this tells me exactly where I'm at. It gives me up at the top the longitude and latitude, the location as to where I am. All right, and okay, so pretty decent. I'm on the verge of the snow. There's a mountain area. There's a village over there. Looks like there's some animals here too. Awesome. So pretty decent. And of course with the starter chest, I was given some tools. I was given